Just a few dozen students are still learning entirely from home in Dalton Public Schools, and that's why the district plans to end virtual learning this fall. This is the latest decision in an effort to return to what we consider pre-pandemic life. In our series, Coping with COVID, Liam Collins finds out how classrooms have changed.
Students have fallen behind during the pandemic at rates teachers have never seen. Some studies suggest students may have learned only about 87% of reading and about 2/3 of math. It's something most education officials have called learning loss, but Dalton School Superintendent Tim Scott calls it a loss of opportunity.
The inside of Dalton High School looks as normal as it ever has been. But for 2 years, the people inside these walls have been through anything but normal.
It was just sad, and it didn't feel right.
Stephanie Hungerpiller found out she would become the principal in March of 2020. Days later, her school went completely online.
Schools are built to have students in them, and so walking through the halls without students, it was very depressing. It was sad.
We still believe face-to-face is the best way.
When Dalton schools returned in August, some students were in school, some learning from home. It was a challenge Superintendent Tim Scott never thought he would have to take up, and one he wasn't sure if his district could handle.
I didn't realize back in March of 2020 that we were able to go totally virtual so fast.
But he says his staff stepped up to the plate, getting creative while supporting students the best they could.
The insides of these classrooms looked the same, but the numbers of students walking these hallways did not. That was one of many things educators said led to severe learning loss at record numbers nationwide.
So it's really taught us about meeting the students where they are and then bringing that achievement up together.
But students everywhere fell behind. Education consulting firm McKinsey estimates students are on average 4 months behind in reading and 5 months behind in math.
A lot of times some of our students had to go to work. Families losing jobs, places shutting down. We also have an evening school that we allow for students that can come face-to-face and meet with teachers in the evening if they can't during the daytime.
But all in all, Scott and Hungerpiller believe students will catch up and then some, with the technology they learned to use during the pandemic bringing them even more up to speed with the times.
Has this been hard? Absolutely. Was it a struggle to do both? But I think it made us all better educators.
Fewer and fewer people are going into education, so we have to be on the cutting edge.
The National Education Association estimates there are 500,000 fewer teachers today than before the pandemic. Of the ones still there, more than half are considering leaving because of COVID.
As a leader, for me, was to remain positive and to be upbeat with my staff because it was hard.
Part of that, they say, means making resources available and increasing teacher pay. This year's budget in Georgia includes a $2,000 raise for all teachers, a move Hungerpiller says she hopes will make returning to the classroom in the fall more normal and more successful than they've ever seen, not in spite of the pandemic, but because of it.
We just were all ready, so ready to come back and get back to normal.
Superintendent Tim Scott says the district is requesting funding to keep a contact tracer on staff for the next school year. He says that would help curb potential outbreaks in a timely manner as the virus appears to become less severe. He says the district is trying to see if there is money in the city's budget to make that happen. In the studio, Liam Collins, Local 3.
Thank you, Liam. Thursday at 6, small businesses have been struggling to get by during the pandemic, and Liam will explore the trends that have appeared and where the economy could go from here.